Dense woods surrounding a small English town lived a family of hunters. John Harper was a well-known tracker and hunter in the area. His wife Elizabeth was a kind and helpful woman. Their 15-year-old son Thomas was learning his father's skills. Their house stood on the outskirts of town, behind tall trees that hid it from view. The family lived peacefully, maintaining warm relations with their neighbors, but one day strange events began to happen in the town. Neighbors began to notice a large red fox that regularly appeared on their plots at night. The animal was unusual. It was too large, almost as big as a man, and had a strange, intelligent nature. People were upset to see chickens torn apart and garden beds gutted. Neighbors said that during full moons, the fox would come to the very windows, peering intently inside the houses. It was as if the animal was looking for someone. One evening, Elizabeth went to her friend's house, leaving her husband and son at home. That same evening, John decided it was time to finish off the fox, so he took Thomas with him. They armed themselves and went hunting. The night was dark, and the forest was ominously silent. The hunters followed the tracks of the beast, which led them deeper into the thicket. After a while, they noticed a red silhouette flickering between the trees. John stopped, squatted down, and whispered to his son, "It's her. Try it yourself, Thomas. Prove you're a real hunter." Thomas picked up the gun. His heart was racing, but he was confident. He took careful aim, waited for the fox to turn sideways, and pulled the trigger. A muffled shot rang out, and the creature fell into the grass. They rushed there. However, a horrifying picture appeared before them. Instead of the red fox, Elizabeth's body was on the ground. Her body was in the grass, and a crimson stain was slowly spreading on her dress. John froze, and Thomas shrieked, recoiling backward. He couldn't believe his eyes. Time seemed to stand still, and the forest pressed silence, filling the air with heaviness. The next moment, Elizabeth's body began to change. Bones creaked, shifting like a fragile doll, joints twisting at impossible angles. The woman's lips quivered, and an inhuman croak escaped from them. Thomas screamed as he saw his mother's body covered with red hair. The eyes, until recently gentle and kind, were filled with wild animal fire. Her hands clenched into clawed paws. A long, wrenching howl erupted from her chest. John tried to raise his rifle, but something invisible, huge, dark, knocked him off his feet. The shadows thickened around them, and in the dim light of the moon, Thomas saw other foxes coming out of the woods. They were many, dozens, hundreds of them. Their bodies seemed to tremble, swaying, changing shape. Their eyes glittered with intelligence, and their mouths bared teeth. "She was one of us," one of the beasts growled in a human voice, "and now you will pay for it." The last thing Thomas and his father John saw was the look of horror on their mother's face. At the same moment, a huge pack of foxes moved forward and tore them to shreds.